Hey shifters, welcome back to Shifter on Films. My name is Mathieu, Chin-Quee, and today we are here to talk about The Jungle Book. I'm here joined by Vladimir, Jean-Gilles.
Hello guys, how you doing?
Lisa Martel.
Hey, how's it going?
And our guest again, Sai.
I'm still here.
We can't get rid of him. So. Alright Lisa, you want to start us off?
Sure, I will. Here we go. The early reviews for the Jungle Book movie have hit the web. Following how well received the movie was, Warner Brothers put out a statement announcing that they were pushing back their own version of The Jungle Book directed by Andy Serkis to 2018. Vlad, how do you take this news?
Alright, so Jungle Book early reviews are in, and reviews seems to make it seem like it's going to be the most amazing movie ever made in terms of visual effects and how advanced it is. Now, as far as the statement from Andy Serkis saying, so the word is they want to work on their own technology for the motion capture of the movie and everything, but when it comes to those marketing moves, you have to be very strategic about it. You have to be smart about it, and I don't think Warner Brothers is currently handling it the right way. I mean, timing wise, it makes it seem like you're insecure about your own movie and that you actually just want to remove yourself from the timeline because you're afraid of the competition. Yes, if the Jungle Book reviews from the Jon Favreau ones are that amazing, in that case it's simple. What you have to do, you just move yourself from it. You just put some distance between this project and your own, especially given the fact that they're both gonna have the same title. But as far as how the fans are gonna perceive it, it actually seems like Warner Brothers is playing, chicken, I guess. You know what I mean? And especially given the fact that there's a lot of backlash towards Warner Brothers with Batman v Superman and all that, I don't think it was the right time for them to announce that they were removing themselves from that slate. But again, kudos to them for doing the right move. Now, as far as the Jungle Book goes, the reviews are in. They're amazing. I'm looking forward to see it, and we'll get more. I'll give you more of my opinion on that when we get there.
All right, Matt?
I'm gonna have to agree with you in terms of WB announcing this at the wrong time, because with all the negative press they've had, whether Batman v Superman deserves it or not, they're still getting a lot of negative attention to them. So I don't think releasing this news, which can be perceived as negative, was necessarily a good idea. However, I'm gonna have to disagree with you a little bit. I think. I trust Andy Serkis. Him and Weta Digital have had a great working relationship going all the way back to The Lord of the Rings, to King Kong, to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and whatnot. I think him delaying it is, again, it's in part to some of the backlash, but I think it's going to be more like James Cameron in it. In that he still needs a little bit more time to develop the technology that he wants to use. He's ambitious and he really wants it to look as lifelike as possible. So I'm going to give Serkis a benefit of the doubt simply because of what he's done in the past. Now, in terms of Jon Favreau's Jungle Book, I am so excited for this movie. I've spent hours just watching any footage I can find on it because I love the Jungle Book growing up. The music, the animation, it's a great story, and seeing it come to life in something that is so visually astounding, and knowing that it was filmed in a film studio in LA where there was no jungles around anywhere. And so I will talk about the voice casting, but it looks incredible. I am so excited to see it.
I completely agree with what he said. Now, a few things first about the Andy Serkis. To me, the news, when I read it, it felt like, ouch, this guy cannot catch a break. I mean, but hearing what you just said, I do believe that it is in the right hands. I mean, this guy is on the bleeding edge of CGI technology. So if he says that he needs some more time to work on it, go ahead. But the problem is, by doing that, you let the door open for someone to come in and knock it right out of the park, which I think that Jungle Book by Jon Favreau is doing. This is the same guy that started the whole Marvel revolution with Iron Man, and I have something to say, especially, we'll talk about the voice acting in a little bit, but especially on the technical side. As far as the CGI goes, I did a review on this trailer, and to me it blew me away because I'm a very big gamer. And one of the things to look for in CGI is individual animations, things like individual strands of hair on a beast fur and body, and these things, and you can tell that these things are very high res. I don't know if you saw the pictures of the actors next to the animal they're portraying. They look so lifelike. It's amazing. I mean, visually speaking, this is amazing. It looks like leaps and bounds ahead. It looks like we're finally in the future. And it does justice to the 1967 animation, which was leaps and bounds ahead of their time at that point. So to me, I mean, yes, it's good news. Yes, it is. It shows restraint that they're pulling back, Warner Brothers, but you're leaving the door open, and I mean, someone can come in and steal the show.
I do trust Andy Serkis with the technology because he's given nothing but go when it comes to motion capture. You know what I mean? He is very hands-on to this technology, and again, like you say, he's on the bleeding edge of that technology, CGI and all that. What I'm saying is that in terms of marketing purposes, the timing that they decided to go for in order to release that statement, personally, I think it's the wrong move. You know, because again, it makes you look like a chicken. You know, it makes you look like you're afraid of, and it might be the reason why, it might not be the reason why. Whatever, it's just that in terms of reception, you know what I mean? People are already talking about the fact that there's 2 Jungle Book movies coming out, and we've seen that. We've seen that happening. Yeah, we've seen that happening with White House. Yeah, Olympus Has Fallen, Hercules, Legend of Hercules. It's happened before.
Prestige, same year.
Same year. You know what I mean? So, in that case, releasing the statement, so the audience is used to seeing 2 different movies playing with the same team, playing during the same year. So it's not like it was gonna throw them off at the same time, especially given the fact that they were not even gonna play at the same year. The 2016 for the Jon Favreau one, and the Andy Serkis one was supposed to come out in 2017. But it's just the fact that you're actually going back another year makes you look like you're not ready, which is to say they were not. But it also makes you look like you're afraid, and that how well received the previous installment has been well received. That's kind of what makes you decide to back off a little bit, and I think it's kind of the wrong move.
You know, I think that you make a good point in terms of moving into from 2017 to 2018. I think some of the general audiences at first might be a little bit confused because with the Jungle Book looking like it's going to do so well, the one with Jon Favreau, the one in 2018 may come off as a sequel maybe, and people might misinterpret exactly what it is, and then once they see a trailer or go see the movie, they might be a little bit confused and therefore a little bit disappointed. But Lisa, I know you're a huge fan of Disney movies.
What's your opinion? Well, when I saw this trailer, it was one of those trailers that I actually had to rewatch over again just to see the details and the differences. I was going to say differentiation between the animated one way back when that we all know and love versus how they interpreted to this recent one that's coming out. Now, with the pullback from Andy Serkis's version, I just wondered what he was going to do with the storyline itself. How much was that going to be changed up, and what can we expect from this one? I actually was doing a bit of research, and I don't know what his reasonings were or are, but maybe it's similar to what I read about James Cameron pulling back the next Avatar installment because of the Star Wars. You know, maybe it's intimidation. I'm not sure, but
But either way, I still think it's the smartest move. I just don't think it's the right time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. And again, from what some of the critics are saying, that it would be impossible to make a better looking Jungle Book movie ever. So if you're gonna attempt to do it, take your time for sure. You know. Yeah. But again, I just don't think it's the right time.
Speaking of good-looking Jungle Book movies, let's talk about this one that's coming out recently. Oh, the voice acting.
Good looking and good sounding.
Oh, good looking and good sounding.
Speaking of good looking, let's start with Scarlett Johansson.
Hey, listen. you were saying Scarlett Johansson. I was going to say Idris Elba as Shere Khan. Wow. I mean, gold. That was when I heard him. When I saw the pictures, and once again the pictures of the actors next to the animals, you see the match made in heaven. We were talking about Christopher Walken as King Louis that wants to steal the fire. Perfect choice. And Lupita Nyong'o as Aquila? Raksha. No, it's Raksha. Aquila is Jean-Gilles. Listen, we gotta be specific here. Okay? No, there's Raksha, the mother wolf who raised Mowgli, and then there's Aquila, the father wolf, who is played by Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. I mean, the voice acting in this movie looks excellent. All the talent is there. As you said, good looking and good sounding. So it looks.
I love how they're bringing in the newcomer. You know,
Neil Sethi.
Yes, I think that will take a new twist with, we're not so familiar with who this person portraying the lead Mowgli in this film, and so you said he came from a dance background.
Yeah,
is that right?
I was watching a Jimmy Kimmel interview or something like that, but he's not an actor by trade, but there was an open casting call, and he really clicked with Jon Favreau. So I'm really glad that they found someone not necessarily a big headlining a star and exposing someone else to the world and giving them that chance. I really like that idea of having a newcomer.
And another great thing is Mowgli, Neil Sethi, is actually of Indian descent. So, I mean, it really fits. You can see that they took the time to really craft this movie with love and care. It's not one of those, Gods of Egypt situation where you have actors that you cannot even believe in the role. Everybody that's in the role is there for a reason.
And one other quick note, Bill Murray as Baloo sounds and looks incredible. You can see a clip of him again on the internet singing The Bare Necessities with Neil Sethi, and that's amazing. And we forgot to talk about Ben Kingsley as Bagheera.
Oh, how could we forget?
He is
Sir Ben Kingsley.
The perfect voice for that. Bagheera is supposed to be this, he's kind of scolding, but he still cares for Mowgli in a way, and Ben Kingsley fits that so well.
Exactly. He's aloof at the beginning, but you see that he really cares about this man-child, as they call him, or the man-cub.
Yeah.
And as you said, everybody, I don't know who the casting director was for this movie, but by the end of this episode, I will know, because those choices were excellent. They were right on. They were spot on with everybody across the board.
Now, Disney is known to kind of make their films family friendly.
Yes.
And with the character of Shere Khan, who is kind of more of a devilish type, I wonder with this film, do you find that they're going to take on a darker version and...
But if you read I'm very familiar with it because a little aside, I've watched The Jungle Book, the original animation, in actually 3 different languages now. It's one of those movies that are so worldwide the English version was the most recent one that I've watched. So I went back and saw this. The character of Shere Khan, his story is already pretty dark. I mean, he is the king of his jungle, but he was burnt by fire by man, which is a man invention. So there's already a nature versus man theme and conflict right there. There's also, this is all set within the Indian the British occupation of India. So there's a war theme going on in the background as well. There's a lot to explore in this book, in the Jungle Book, in the story. So, I mean, I don't think they need to tweak it or even change it at all. I mean, everything is there for a reason, and from what I've seen so far, they're really sticking to the original script. I mean, we saw the Bare Necessities song, which is a classic. So I think that they will follow along with the Shere Khan story in the background.
All right, that sounds good.
Well, those are our thoughts on the Jungle Book, guys. Make sure to leave your comments below, giving what you think on Jungle Book and the Circuses movie being delayed. Once again, we're Shift Around Films. Vlad, where can they find you guys?
Everywhere, every social media, just as Vlad. I keep it simple.
You can find me on Instagram at the Mona Lisa 07, on Twitter at Lisa Martel, or on Facebook.
Sorry?
You can find me on YouTube, Rawblack, one word, on Twitter, Real Rawblack. Apparently Rawblack was taken, and everywhere else.
And you can find me on Twitter at Chin-Quee 96. And until next time, see ya.
Peace out.